Hearts. Poseidon on Ghost Lake is going to be a great pick, Boit, because look at the gold mines out there. If you're going to get your regenerating cavalry and they get to run amok there, it's going to be super difficult to secure additional gold mines. This is also a 1 gold mine Ghost Lake, which is extremely important. There's not much to fall back on. So I really like both of these picks. Lots of mobility, lots of potential to knock the other guy off of gold.
Yeah, I think this map is going to be really, really good here for Recon. The big reason is he's got those sky passages. The far walk time to get to that second gold mine is removed because of the sky passages, and he can just move all across the map and retreat away easily against any sort of raids. He can put a sky passage on one side of the map, a sky passage on the other side of the map, while also putting serious pressure onto the Mista's gold, who he doesn't have that kind of luxury. So I really like this. Plus, he's also got counter barracks Nakamura, which has got catapulties. What's the Mista's bonus here? Hippies. He's going for an insanely fast advance time, guys. Hermes is on the way right now. It's going to be a 3:15 advance time, but we're also seeing Recon. He's going through that Oceanus, and Mista, he is going for it already. He's getting that Atlanta out. This is about to get exciting.
Oh yeah. Yeah, these two heroes, they could pick up relics, they could go and harass the citizens before Recon actually gets the advance. The oracles are getting picked up, which is a huge deal that will really cut into the favor generation, so not too many myth units. Caladria would be, you know, your pick here to spam, of course, because getting your units fully healed up with the burst heal ability is huge, especially against a raiding guy that has regenerating units himself. So catapulties are going to be key, like you said. Mista will be thinking about either centaurs or hoplites to accompany that.
Yeah, I mean, it's already
pretty easy to make a bunch of heroes, right?
It's already 2 oracles down, Naka. That's 200 resources down the drain. This is the big advantage of Uranus, to get that free favor, and it's no longer free. There is 1 oracle hiding at the top of the map. We are going to be seeing a little bit of damage coming on to Recon right now, but Recon, he doesn't really need to care about this. He's got the Caladria, he can heal those units back up, he can get himself going. He's going to be getting some Terma out and some Catapulties out to kick this game off, to deal with the Centaur, but that Atlanta's a challenge as well, and the Mista is going to be asserting his multitasking dominance to kick this game off in a really, really big way.
Yeah, of course, the Caladria can fix this, but every act of moving a citizen does result in Recon just not gathering resources for that time. It's awkward.
Yep.
And, you know, he does have 5 people on food, but if Mista can knock them off before he has the requirement for the next villager, it's gonna hurt. There's a lot of great relics as well around, like the Chariot of Cybele with the additional lions that could be spawned from that. That would be very nice to see.
Double Caladria out right now. A little bit of an early attack or a pacify onto the Centaur. The Catapulty heroes not going to be able to quite get onto that one to pick it off. You should be able to get some good damage actually by using that special ability. This is why a lot of players don't like playing aggressive against Uranus here. But you're absolutely right. That relic with the golden lions, super, super helpful for the early game. In general, relics are really, really good in Age of Mythology, and having any sort of advantage there is going to be great. So we do see that Pegasus is out now for the Mista. I'm not sure if he grabbed that technology, Winged Messenger, or not, but I know that he loves that technology, and it gets him a free Pegasus.
It's a really good one.
And it gets him that map hack, basically, right? You get half of Odin's unique bonus in that technology. It's absolutely huge.
Just free Pegasus forever. I love that one too. It's so fun. But hey, these... Oh, what was that? A quick garrison in the tower to save walking time. It was super sick.
That was sick micro there. Give Recon another star. Give Recon another micro star.
Do it right now. Yeah, the cavalry unit does get saved, and the Mista is going for a second town center, but he's gonna get Carnivora abused. Now let's see if Recon can follow this up, because it's not gonna destroy the town center, it's just damage.
This is absolutely huge. I'm not sure that there is a timing where, depending on how many villages your opponent has, you can actually kill this town center off just before it gets completed. And I think Recon missed this. He definitely missed it. That's going to
Yeah,
get up
quite
with
a bit.
1,000 HP. Missed it by quite a bit there. And the heroes come back. So, I mean, if he dropped that down maybe 10 seconds earlier, Mista would have lost those resources. But now Mista's 2 town centers. He's put light pressure onto Recon. I don't think Recon really took that much damage. In all honesty, because Recon advanced so late here in this game, I actually would put the advantage slightly in favor of Recon after all of that start. Though we have to kind of account for the fact that Recon did lose a couple of oracles. It's not going to be a big amount of influence right now, but mid-game, less chaos, less myth units. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge. Recon's grabbing a second town center. What do you think about this?
It's the only viable play. Like, he scouted that Mista is doing it and, you know, trying to punish it right now, while Mista is in a leading position in every way. I think the best play is actually to try to do it yourself, because, hey, here's the big difference point. On Recon's side, there's a nearby gold mine.
Yep.
And there's a sky passage bonus. He only needs to spend some favor on it. He can secure it, and he can get his villagers to go between the mines as well. If he makes 2. So I really like the choice from Recon to go and secure this because the resources are right next door. The Mista's case is just not that easy. Look, the gold mine locations are so far from his side TC he just captured. What's he gonna do about that?
Well, this is the thing, right? I think Mista kind of knows he's playing Greek. Greek has got the strongest army. That's just the case in Age Mythology. And he knows that if he can just take this game past 20 minutes being equal, there's almost nothing that Oranos can do to beat the army of the Greek player. So I think this is Mista's plan. He's going to continue to put light pressure on, poke. This is something he does so insanely well. He's now transitioning into hoplites because Recon is only making catapulties here. No more Millos.
Oh yeah, you have
and
to.
this is a great transition. One of the biggest things about Age of Mythology Retold is that counter units matter. And I love that we're seeing this here from the Mista, and he's going to be pushing in, trying to make a little bit of damage happen here onto these citizens that are over on this food. Recon has to retreat. A little bit of damage done. Mista doesn't overcommit, but he does cause a reaction there from Recon.
Well, here's the big deal, though. He's going up heroic, and he's getting his text pre-queued beyond that as well. Never bothered to repair the TC. Why? Because he knows it's safe. Just go heroic instead, and with Curse, it will be possible to push up to the next gold mine, slap down a fortress or something to secure it once he starts worrying about the heroic age from Recon, which is going to be through Hyperion.
Yeah.
That could be problematic, but given that the Mista is going core units only, the damage from a Chaos wouldn't be that devastating. Chaos makes units fight themselves, right, for the opponent. And if you have counter units that counter each other, like Hippospis, for example, they will delete themselves. So you really gotta be wary of that.
Totally. Like, it's still the other big advantage of Chaos, even though it's like the units fighting each other, is that they can't move. You can't control them. So you can get surrounded. You can get pushed off in a location. I love this from Mista already. Mista knows he's got full map control. He knows Recon's playing defensive. He's on his second gold mine already. This is exactly what I talk about all the time. If you have map control, leave that home gold mine. Leave something for you to retreat back onto. Absolutely huge here for the Mista. But Recon's advanced already. Mista's advanced already. And this game is moving along very, very nicely. And you can see what Mista is prioritizing right now. He's getting himself Shaft Mine. He's getting himself Bowsaw. This is going to be absolutely huge for him.
Wait, he is getting those Hippospis, so that could be a bit of a dangerous moment for him if the Chaos really catches him. But you can prepare for it in some ways. You pre-split your army a little bit. You spread formation when moving around. Chaos's radius isn't that huge, so knowing that it's in play is important.
Yeah. I mean, the big question right now for Recon is what units is the Mista making? Right now, we know what he's making. He's making a pacifist. So the question right now should be, for him, he needs to figure that out, and he needs to make a very, very good choice straight away here as to what comp he needs to make, and he needs to start thinking about how he can apply pressure to the Mista. He cannot just play a defensive game here for the entirety of the game as Oranos. We'll see how things are going to go as he now sees those pacifists joining into the fight.
That's right. The second group of units for Mista is still looking around the wood lines, expecting Recon to swap there, but I don't think that's going to happen. In fact, Mista grabbing the third TC now does secure this gold mine here that he's sneakily grabbed.
Yep.
Plus, he's mining the other gold mine anyway, so he's doing exactly what you said. Just get out of there, and you know, use that map control that he has while he has it, because it's not a guarantee that he keeps it here. Recon is pumping units himself. He's getting those serrated blades, which are gonna add some bleeding damage to his Murmillo. There's not many Murmillos just yet. Is that really the right thing to do right now? Where's the Arcus?
I'm looking at the Mister's army thinking the Pacifist, Peltasts, Hippias, Mascontarius right now would be absolutely huge. You just got to hide it. That's the big important thing. If Mista sees you doing this, he's going to react. He's going for a 4th town center, Naka. If this isn't greedy, I don't know what is. Recon's not behind right now. He's a touch behind on villages.
This could be it.
But, this is going to be huge.
A problem. But he does have ceasefire, Boit. This TC can be completed without any issue.
Yep, it could be, but then you don't have ceasefire. But then you don't have ceasefire for chaos, which is really, really big.
That's true. So maybe he wants to force a fight first. Now he's bringing everybody home. But you can see this little angling, this pre-split going on already. Yep. And Recon doesn't quite want to engage. He doesn't want to get surprised by those cavalry.
Yeah, absolutely not. The secret here to dealing with those sort of pre-splits is box formation. You get your units in a box, and then when the units all engage, you attack move, and you're going to be able to prevent the Hippias or the cavalry from diving in onto your like backline, your archers or your Carabalista or whatever, and that's kind of the secret to dealing with that. But Recon just going to be allowing the town center up, and now his heart has got to sink just a little bit here because he knows he's just given all the map control over to the Mista. But
yeah, did you see that facial expression just now?
Yep.
Like he's not happy about this.
No.
He could, of course, get out a bunch of destroyers and use sky passages to try and break that. But Mista is already expecting it, getting up some military academies. That's some, unit generators right there. Oh wow. Yep.
And there's the chaos. There's the ceasefire, and the curse is down. And now Recon has got to retreat back. He's only got 6 favor in the bank. Chaos comes back online in about 3 minutes. 3 minutes is enough time here for the Mista to get not just full population on 4 town centers, but full population on 4 town centers plus fortified town centers. This is going to be really, really challenging here for Recon. Recon needs to react to this army composition, which Mista's making, or has already made. He's already committed to this, and get himself out some Contarius here. I don't see any other unit here that is going to be helping him in a big way right now against the force that Mista is now accumulating.
Yeah, there's 3 satyrs at least, which is not too bad, and that was a great shockwave, but is the army quality here high enough? With the satyrs shooting at the heroes, that's really not the best use, and there are other Nemean lions coming in from the Mista. He's queued up like 2 more, so they're about to arrive in a moment. And it looks like to me, he's holding his own. The Mista is.
Yeah, it's looking like he's actually winning this fight. I mean, he did have that shockwave advantage at the start there. The population differential is pretty close. Military resource value is pretty close here. And Recon is not 100% sure if he wants to retreat or not at the moment. Satyr aren't actually getting targeted there, or maybe they were, as more units are going to come through. And now finally Recon says, all right, time to pull back. Mista holds 4 town centers in a great spot. You can see the differential in population is only 10 here because Recon's got fortified town centers, Mista's got 4 town centers. That's the difference. So it's not a big difference. Anyways, go on.
Yeah, the Mista actually did destroy a palace there.
Yep.
It was off screen, but those hoplites that joined back after the fact, they did destroy a fortress. That's a pretty big deal. I mean, you do want to ultimately go mythic here as Recon and, get some fire siphon out to destroy town centers. It's the only way we could reliably do it, because against Hitler's Fist, the destroyers are just not going to cut it.
No. Recon goes for a big sky passage play here, but Mista is reacting to this beautifully, and he says, if you're going to attack me, I'm going to attack you. Now, there is a sky passage for him to dive in, and he can pull back and kind of defend himself. Definitely doesn't want to lose his sky passage over there, but he's going to be able to kill off this town center. A lot of villagers going in onto that one there as well. But this also means that...
They actually popped out.
Oh, he didn't pop them out of there. This also means that Recon's going to not have any gold mines. He's not thinking about this from a gold mine perspective. He's going to be getting gold starved here very, very shortly, Nakamura.
Yeah, it's a huge disaster. He's really trying to get that other side done, and I think the Mista has just lost his town center based on the minimap color. Maybe Recon can take that over and re-establish, but dude, his palace is getting wrecked. His army is on the other side of the map. There is no sky passage. He's saving up for some other god power, I think, resource-wise. And another citizen might get caught. Oh god, they're gonna get stunned.
Yeah, I mean, Recon's at 100 population villager-wise, so losing a couple of citizens here or there doesn't... It matters, don't get me wrong, but it's not game-ending. The big problem right now for Recon is he just doesn't have any resources in the bank, and his population is sitting at 150. And Mista's at 205. Nonetheless,
Mista doesn't have to retake this TC. What he's doing right now, just printing army, sitting on 205 population, I think he's gonna be perfectly satisfied with this, right? And honestly, he could just go mythic at this point by just not spamming this many units, canceling some. You know, he has a fortress somewhere, I'm sure. Go mythic, get earthquake, destroy a TC. Pretty much end the game, right?
Yeah, totally. I mean, you can. There's so many ways to push this advantage right now for the Mista, but I think what Mista's going to be enjoying right now, and it is a big deal, is that he's mostly mined out that bottom gold mine, and the rest of the top gold mines are sitting probably 3,000 gold, 4,000 gold remaining. And in that moment there, the Mista takes the first game, and you see it on his face there. He is absolutely hype.
Here is that Recon did not roll over.
Yeah, he's fist pumping. He's in the zone, man. He wants to win. He says in a timid way that both of them are winners. He was kidding.
No, he is a killer, man. He's got two faces, the Mista does. He's got the face that he says out loud, and he's got the face that's inside of him, and he is here for blood. And Recon, it was a solid performance. I liked the start. I liked the mid game. I didn't like the decision in Army when everything started happening, that he needs to be looking at that enemy composition and going, what do I build to beat this? Contarius were huge. I almost think he should have gone through Thea there for the fact that he could go into Contarius, he could go into Arcus, and those Contarius can start running around the map and getting pressure. He had Catapultes out already. What does that mean? That means he's got an answer for Prodromus that Mista can't go into.
That's right. The option was available, so I'm a little confused as to why Recon didn't consider it. Maybe he just wanted to play fair, or he actually believes that those Satyr are the better way to go. I personally don't see it. We'll have to ask him after the fact, I think.
I think we'll have to ask him at some point. But first game goes to the Mista. Recon will probably not be super unhappy, to be completely honest, about losing with Uranus. While I think that Uranus is perfectly fine, perfectly strong, I know that a lot of players think that Poseidon is quite... Even though I don't think Poseidon's good, I think a lot of players consider Poseidon to be a very strong pick. But the big thing here is that Poseidon is now off the table, and that allows Set to shine. Poseidon is that god which Set can't function against. But now there's no Set. Set is a free pick whenever Recon wants now in the for the remainder of this draft.
If you're gonna burn a god here, let it be the Atlanteans. I'm thinking there's so many other good options around here, and to shed these guys, it's kind of acceptable. Yeah, go into those Egyptians, go into the other Greeks, and in Mista's case, the Norse. That's really, really strong and solid picks throughout the entire game length. Versus Atlantean does fall off in that later stage, definitely.
Yeah, the thing is, I am a little bit confused.
Always rant about Vortex being really good, right?
I think
it's
Vortex
super
is
cheap.
amazing. Vortex is absolutely amazing.
So that is a power spike. But eventually it does get to a point where it has limited utility. So gotta watch out for that moment.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, right? I just to harp on that game just a little bit. I think one thing here that maybe both players didn't 100% consider with that second talent center grab from the Mista. Yes, he's got Ceasefire. Yes, he's got Curse. But both of those God powers are needed, and we saw that there to counter that first Chaos. A one talent center all in from Recon on that game could have been absolutely game ending for the Mista there. Just on the fact that those gold mines are so far away. Sky passages on both sides of the map. You can raid both sides. It's impossible to kind of split and do that kind of Kavoth style defense of go to this gold mine. Now we go to this gold mine. Now we go to this gold mine. It's not possible against those sky passages. But I think Recon just went maybe a little bit too safe in that one. Just to harp on it a little bit too long. And maybe that's something that Recon will be thinking about in that one at the end now, and he's going to try and apply something maybe a little bit different going into the next game. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, game number 2. In the bottom side of the map, in the blue color, circling around, looking epic. His name is the Mista. His opponent today in the red color. Oh, you go for it. I'm sorry.
On the other side, we've got the guy in the red representing the raccoons. This is Recon playing as Zeus.
Oh, we have a Greek mirror here, Nakamura. It is currently 1-0 for the Mista in this best of 5. He is 2 games from taking the trophy home and having his name immortalized as the first victor of an Age of Mythology Retold tournament. I'm excited about this one. We've got a very, very interesting matchup here. I love this matchup from the Zeus side here. We're seeing all the relics popping up. I'm not sure I've seen one that's really impacted much. I have Ornlu. What are you thinking? Anything good just yet? Not really.
No, I didn't care about the relics, honestly, here. They were kind of eh. But the matchup itself is cool. So Recon does have quite a bit of initiative here with Centaur plays that are, potentially able to at least hurt the villagers a little bit, at least cause a little bit of idle time, but you probably don't want to dive into the Sentinels. That's a little bit too much. So I like from Mista that he's immediately just cast it. He's going to be safe. He's going to be 1 TC supposedly for a long, long time. It's difficult to secure a second TC in a Greek mirror because the other guy just goes H3 and kills you. So going to be really wary of cavalry raids and centaurs, but as long as you have a tight build here and have your heroes out, I think it should be fine. It's not going to be the case though. Athena is the pick for both sides.
Yeah, you can,
Minotaurs.
You can kind of already see this, Naka. Like these guys, they know each other so well. They're advancing this fast because they respect how much damage each of these players can do. Fast advances in Age Mythology, there's one downside to it. If your opponent advances later and doesn't sustain enough damage, they're just in front and you're struggling. But these guys, they know how much stuff that each of them can do, and it's going to be an interesting one right now. We are seeing something a little bit odd here from Recon in that he hasn't dropped a storehouse just yet. So we'll have to kind of wait and see exactly what he's going to go for. He looks like both players are just going through Athena. So Recon is throwing away any sort of centaur advantage that he might have had. And I'm not sure what he's going for. Is he going for a town center? Both players going for a town center? Or is it just going to be a one base all in here from Recon?
I don't know. I think the town center is definitely a risky play if these Minotaurs catch the villagers out there. That can be really ugly, really fast, because in Retold, the Minotaur ability is actually AoE, so you can knock away several villagers. I wouldn't recommend it. That's why Recon is immediately going there to poke the bear, but I guess he's getting poked by those arrowheads.
Yeah, I'm actually Recon's getting himself a second Minotaur out already. This is fast 3 Minotaurs. What are we seeing here? And we're actually seeing Mista being very sneaky with his own Minotaur coming up to the top side of the map. He is looking to run into the main base of Recon and kill him while this is all going on. Is that a village center?
Dude. I think so. Spectator, please click it.
It's a village center. It's 100% a village center.
It must be.
Nakamura. Mista is an absolute madman. But the reason he's doing this is it just hard counters what Recon's doing. Recon spent so many resources on Minotaurs right now. He can't get into Mr. Space. Mister's got those Sentinels there, and he's trying to poke, and he is getting small amounts of damage done onto the Mister, but that's about it. And look at this right now for the Mister. He's getting himself Vaults of Erebus. He's going to have an infinite gold supply in his main base, or at least not infinite,
right.
but pretty big.
And okay, village centers are full cost, like a town center, right? That's definitely down the drain now, but he is still producing villagers, even though it's a little slower, and it's within the safety of the Sentinel group, so that's all a pretty big deal. Recon doesn't even have a hero out to counter that Minotaur. Oh my god.
Just bolt it. What do you... just Recon.
No,
Okay.
I guess he wants to save it for later. I'm not sure for what.
I understand.
He's looking for some opportunistic targets as well, but they don't exist.
I mean, he's thinking about Achilles. He just wants to bolt Achilles because he's made these 3 Minotaur. That's all I can think of. But he doesn't lose anything. He takes a lot of damage from that headbutt. He's going to be searching around for that Minotaur here. As we see, Bull Minotaur is actually in for Recon. And these bad boys are quick. These bad boys do damage. They have a lot of HP. They can just walk in and sit underneath the town center and kill a lot of villagers here. But Mista hasn't taken any damage just yet. His villager numbers are going to start skyrocketing.
Yes, indeed. We can already see the lead. Well, mostly see it. It's kind of covered by the scoreboard, but it's 28 to 25. Villagers at the moment in favor of Mista, which is a pretty big deal. He's done a lot of health damage to these units as well. You know, during restoration, that could come back, of course, but there is a real opportunity here of actually just killing one of them.
I mean, the real question, right?
Achilles is coming.
The real question right now for Recon is what is his game plan now against the village center? Like you were saying before, that you can't really go for a second town center because you just died at the heroic age. But if Recon goes heroic age here, what happens? Mista just gets to the heroic age himself. So that's not really an option.
The village center, it does change the situation entirely. And that's actually something I wasn't thinking about when I said that. So points for Mista, I guess. That's pretty nicely set up. And oh, you almost killed Jason. Wow.
I mean, he does still have restoration to get those Minotaurs back up. He is trying to out multitask the Mista on these attacks, but the Mista is defending incredibly well thus far. I don't think he's lost a single villager. Maybe Recon picked something at the top there with the other Minotaur, but the big problem for Recon right now is these low HP Minotaurs. And now we're seeing farms even coming up here for the Mista. He knows that all he has to do is defend, but this is a big, big investment into those farms, which Recon is not going to have to do. This does put Recon in front, but it gets Mista the safety for his villagers to get food. And I don't know about you, but it kind of looks like to me, Mista wants the heroic age, and he knows he doesn't need to leave his base.
He does. He does. He wants some more food as well, but, you know, partially berries, partially farms. This is pretty slow gathering, and he knows he needs to pull away those villagers whenever he can spot enemies coming his way. He's playing this hyper secure, just making sure that he gets as many villagers out of this as he can. He's pumping that economy, Boit, and 44 to 34 villagers is really speaking for itself at this point. Just a matter of getting to the required gold now. Yeah, and he's got plenty of people there.
We are now seeing, though, Apollo coming through, and this is the thing. Apollo, fantastic. He's going to have Manticore. Manticore are going to be really, really strong. So you're seeing the Minotaur pushing, getting a little bit more damage done into the Ajax, almost taking that one out there. But with the Manticore comes a big weakness. And with Apollo comes a big weakness. There's not an offensive god here. I love this. He's going to heal all of his Minotaurs back up to full HP with Temple of Healing. You got to use every single
I hope
inch.
the upgrade...
Every single inch of your god to get an advantage. Absolutely love.
I love that too. It's so cool. Now Bolt has been used, so this Achilles is going to be annoying, but hey, that upgrade is fantastic. Sometimes, however, it doesn't work immediately, so you might have to juggle it at that temple. Little worried about it. If it breaks for him right here, Oh, the Achilles could dive these units, Boit. One hit each.
He sees those low HP units and he's like, I know what you're doing. I don't want to allow it. If these Minotaur get back up to full HP, I mean, it's advantage for Recon for sure. This is a huge amount of resources for him to get back. Plus, he's playing around Curse in a big way here by having all of those myth units. But it does take a little bit of time for it to come out. We see the upgrade has now finished up and the Temple of Healing will start getting things going here. Hoplite's chasing around that Achilles. Recon is out onto a second gold mine. He's got no defenses on that one. Mista is still in the main base. And we are going to be seeing those immediate economic upgrades coming through as well. This is something that I've seen Mista also prioritizing already in this series. So it's obviously something that get heroic age, get your upgrades going in. They're really, really strong.
I'm still worried about Curse, Boit. You know, it's HP based now.
It's not HP based. It's based on resources. It's very different.
Resources, right?
Yeah.
Right. I forgot. Okay.
So he's okay.
They did change it, right? Sorry.
He's okay. He's okay.
It used to be HP based in the past.
Yeah.
Now it's like resource damage based. So actually, the low HP units don't matter here.
Yeah.
Other than
but
being possible to pick off. And the upgrade worked. Great.
The plan here for Recon is simple. It's get an unkillable army and gold starve. That's the plan. There's nothing else. How can he achieve this? Right now, he's got the scout checking out the third town center, and he can underworld from the bottom side of the map to the top side of the map to cover every single gold mine that the Mista has. The way that Mista was going to want to defend against this all in is to not be where the enemy army is, and that underworld has the potential to stop that. It just depends on how Recon is going to be able to use that to get the advantage. But a couple of Nemean lines out. Mista's got to be a little bit careful with them.
God.
And the units here, that's a lot of Minotaur, Naka.
The hoplite number by itself is already impressive, but that amount of Minotaurs, Mista is going to have to really pull a rabbit out of a hat in order to hold this. He's trying to push forward now.
Yep, the gold mine.
That's a great curse. Is bringing home all those piggies.
He doesn't. I don't think Recon's going to care about that though, because he's going to be able to continue massing out units. Doesn't have the population advantage, but I'd say he's got the population or the military advantage here in terms of resources spent.
Yes.
These Minotaurs are going to be really, really strong. He's pushing and getting huge amounts of villages here. Restoration getting dropped down as well as the Minotaur trying to get as many villager kills as he possibly can. Chiron, Ajax, everything is still out. It looks like here for the Mista. Does the Mista just win this fight or not is the big question.
It doesn't look like it, Boit. The heroes got surrounded by the hoplites doing a ton of damage, and actually the myth units damaging the heroes is not negligible here, despite their huge negative modifiers. I think Recon might be getting this done, but there is still the fortress to take down at that second gold mine, which Mista just got up.
Yep.
But the economic advantage, a lot of that is gone. A lot of the villagers were idled here.
Yeah,
there is still an advantage, though.
Totally. That's a huge economic disadvantage here now for the Mista after getting all those villages idle. But the big problem here for Recon is he didn't scout that gold mine. And this is the moment he needs to be pushing forward, not retreating back, as he's getting distracted by an Ajax and a Hades Shade. He needs to be on that top gold mine. He needs to be thinking about that underworld down to the bottom side of the map. And I mean, sure, he can pull back to his temple here, but why not just send a villager forward, put a forward temple down instead? This is the Mista pulling something out of the hat here to distract at the moment. He should not be getting any value at the moment out of this Ajax. And I don't know what Recon's thinking, pulling his foot off the pedal here. He needs to be going full send, not retreating.
He got too comfortable here for sure. Going back home to heal up is not as much of a value add this time as it was the first time. The units are still relatively healthy. He could have gone on to the fortress to try and fight it off. Look, these hoplites, they do have bonus damage against buildings. It's still 50%.
It's not just...
And there's plenty of them.
It's not just the hoplites, Naka. Minotaur have got crush damage as well, so they're going to be absolutely demolishing the fortress. And, I mean, I guess the only plan here for Recon is going to be the hope that his myth unit numbers are going to be enough to kill off the rest of those human units of Mista and translate that into a serious advantage here. But I think the Mystery is in a ridiculously good position right now. Minotaurs don't have Crush.
Tending
I'm
to
wrong.
agree.
I'm wrong. Never mind. They've got high hack. So
Yeah, they are pretty strong in terms of attack stats. Also, you have to bear in mind that the Manticores here, if Recon can pump up those numbers. Oh my god, he's going Hera.
he's going.
Boit, this could be absolutely a tragic end to the Mista's army and the gold mine at the same time.
Yep.
If Recon times this correctly, just needs to not lose his army. That's really the only thing.
But
Getting out all the heroes now himself. The splash damage from the Manticores can absolutely carry as well. He should definitely get a third one once he's able to.
but Nakamura.
And those Toxolis are no longer a threat at that point.
Nakamura.
And then you get your Lightning Storm in by that fortress. What's Mista supposed to do?
He's going Artemis.
That's a plus, but it doesn't hold his location. He
No.
can do some damage, though.
No, he's going Artemis. There's only one town center for Recon. He's going to have a Chimera. What? He's going to have many Chimera. He's already got 150 population. I mean, what can Mr. do? He has to split his army up, I guess. We'll have to wait and see. This is going to be absolutely huge here. Whatever happens is going to happen. Whatever happens is going to happen. We're going to see it live
Really,
and in
Boit?
stereo.
Okay, that was pretty funny. I'll give it to you. Manticores are actually targeting the archers, but the lions are going to push them away, and Chiron is on the job as well. Recon might have hit an anti-timing before his Mythic Age hits in. He is, however, kind of retreating, soft retreating, and could re-trigger this fight momentarily, but really need Lightning Storm, man.
Yeah, I mean, I like the soft pressure, but I don't want him to engage. I want him to make sure that Mista is sitting back, not putting pressure onto me as the one town center player. And look at this here. He knows what's coming. He knows what the size of this army is.
Better than one.
He knows there's a lightning storm coming. He's going to garrison inside these fortresses. He's probably going to lose both of them, but all of his units will be very, very safe here. Lightning storm gets dropped down.
Artemis is reached as well, but first the units of the Mista are going to be blasted into smithereens, including the Chimera, pretty much immediately picked off without doing too much work. But hey, the fortresses remain standing. That's a big deal.
Yeah, the fortress
the earthquake.
Fortress is still up. Earthquake going to be able to take this town center down. There is still that temple there to heal up all those villages underneath all of this. But Recon here, he is going full send onto these fortresses up onto this position. Mista's still got 3,500 resources remaining in those military units. Plus, he's got everything else. But the village is getting killed off of that gold mine there. There's no gold left for the Mista. No gold income for the Mista at the moment. He has to sell food and wood to get gold here to make units. But there's a whole bunch of Toxotes at the top. We see Recon
Perseus
rebuilding it. Perseus is going to be huge here, Naka.
Look at the damage he does. My god, all of that divine damage is actually divine right now. The Myth units have no chance, and Recon gets cleaned up. Holy crap.
Man, Naka, that was a perfect transition from game one for Recon, in my opinion. He goes, all right, I wasn't aggressive enough in that second game. I'm going to go for a really aggressive game in game two here, but he just didn't commit on it. He wins a fight. He takes his foot off the pedal instead of full spam and go for villages. And he just gives Mista the time he needs to get the villages out. And I mean, it's easy to say this watching from behind, watching with omniscience, but you got to know when you're one town center and your opponent's two town center, the only way to find an advantage is to kill enemy villages. Mista's 2-0 now, Naka.
Yeah, this is what I was fearing earlier, Boyd. Like, this is now match point. Recon cannot lose another one, or he's second place. I mean, boo-hoo, he's still getting a lot of money, right? But you do want to win. So now he would have to reverse sweep in order to do so. That's a lot of pressure in a tournament environment, especially when you're there in person.
Now, Naka, we know the next map is going to be Alfheim. We know the Ra was definitely here to be picked on Alfheim, but Isis is still available for the Mista. Now, I think the Mista clearly wants that Isis for Mirage. I think that's That's why he picked Mirage. I think he's got that ISIS pick there for Mirage. I think it's a really good pick there for it. But he doesn't have to do that. He can go Freya there. So not a big problem. But he wants the ISIS for it. Do you go with Ra now, knowing that ISIS is there and you're on match point as Recon? Or are you thinking maybe, let's try Set on Alfheim, let's try Gaia on Alfheim? What do you reckon?
Well, Recon has to go Alfheim. That's his map pick.
Yes.
Right? And he only has that left. Otherwise, we're going to miss us picks. And, you know, going for the Set there, it's probably the next best god in Recon's roster. He used up his Zeus, which is one of his best. He doesn't have any Norse this time. Mista took them all. Here's the thing, guys. If your opponent picks one of the gods, you do not have access to that in this format. So Recon is actually really good with Norse, so that's kind of sucky for him at the moment, right? But he does have Set, and he's good with that too. There is where I would put my hopes if I'm him.
Game number 3, ladies and gentlemen. In the right side of the map, in the red color, playing as Ra, his name is Recon.
And on the other side, currently can't see him, but there he is in the blue color. This is the Mista.
And Naka, what can I say except for this was as telegraphed as possible. We are seeing a rematch here of the Mista playing against Chemo, but with Recon now as Ra, the Mista on Frep. This isn't the same Ra. This is a different Ra. This Ra has been significantly buffed. He now has berries that are gathering at the same rate as Hunt. He now has Tar, which is significantly buffed. And he's got a player very seasoned with Ra on playing Ra. Not saying Chemo wasn't, but I think Chemo's come into his element in the past week or so. And Recon, we'll see how he's going to go here. I've seen him playing Ra. He's had a lot of success with it on the ladder. I'm excited to see what he can come up with against the Mista's very, very scary Freya.
That's right. And, you know, even the Scarabs got actually fixed. So they just used to basically miss some damage, and that's now back. So maybe that is also something that could show its head. Especially if we're talking about Electrum Bullet plus Slings of the Slingers, who can actually take on both hero types of the Norse.
Yep.
With good micro, you could be keeping your Scarabs alive, especially if you've got priests. And I'm going to reveal something now. If you put them on no attack stance and get them to heal, once they're done healing, they'll just heal something else.
Yep.
So that's, I think, a really interesting little trick that people aren't yet using. Maybe Recon knows.
Yeah, there's a couple of very, very fun what do you call it? Technical strategies with units you can do. Like, you say you can turn the priest on auto heal, and it can be very, very strong. You can also turn, for example, with Minotaur, you can turn off the... Oh, sorry, let's talk about the Cyclops one. That one's very fun. If you pick up a villager, you can throw it at the feet of the Cyclops, and then you can whack it to kill the villager in one shot. So technically speaking, the Cyclops has actually got the one hit kill remaining in his arsenal with that throw on a villager, but you have to do a little bit of micro to make it happen.
Yeah, for sure. It's such a nice little boost as well, to be able to just target that thing.
Yeah.
But hey, the classical age is coming in, Boit, and it's not going to be Ptah from Recon. That's my big surprise, because Oler is a given essentially for Freya, right? I've not seen Freya getting picked very much.
In this matchup, I think that Oler is much as a must, because you want that Asgardian Bastion to get placed down to defend against whatever is coming, making sure you don't get get cheesed by anything. But yeah, we haven't seen that Freya ever. But Bast, yeah, I'm surprised to see Bast here, but Recon's going to be going for those Sphinx and trying to make a little bit of pressure happen here early.
Very interesting, because I actually thought that they're kind of weak, the Sphinxes are. Like, their normal attacks are great, but the tornadoes are eh.
Yep.
I'm really curious what the exact plan is. He did allow it to finish, so he's definitely going for something.
Well, I mean, this is the hard part for playing against Freya, is, you know, the game, if it goes late, you're going to have a bit of a trouble. you're gonna have trouble if you don't do any damage to the Freya. You're gonna have trouble if you just sit back and do nothing. You really do need to make something happen here. You also can't really go for an attack on a town center because your opponent can click Ghoul and Bursties. We are going to be seeing those Sphinx coming through. Her, so are already in defensive position here, and we also see the Asgardian Bastion coming in. But Recon's going for a fast second town center here. Mista's so good at defending these raids, Naka.
That is a good way to even out his resources. Otherwise, he would just have this giant gold bank to do not much with. So, I do like the idea, but can he actually get away with it? Because, you know, Freyr is pretty capable of doing the same thing.
Yeah. Oh my God. Mista is
He's
so
rolling
good
it
at
in.
this game. He's already got He's already got it all walled up. I'm pretty sure if Recon's paying attention, he can get out of here by just bashing down the wall. But he needs to react.
No, he's stuck. The Draugr is gonna shoot through them, and I think the Hersiers with the snaring bonus there.
Okay, I think he's
might
out.
be able to pick one off.
I think he's out, but
There's more units.
There's still going to be some more things coming through.
Oh my God. The next fake.
Recon's really made his life
It's
hard
right
for
there.
him.
Oh, that's 2x. That's dead. Oh my goodness. And this is not a normal Sphinx Boit. This is already a Creo Sphinx, I'm pretty sure. So Recon has upgraded them. He should have just broken through the wall. He's getting SimCity blocked again.
I mean, okay, the Sphinx is going to be able to get out of here. This is something that I don't want to bring up Legacy too much here, but this is something that was possible in a really disgusting way on Legacy with with walls. But you see it here in Retold, and man, Recon gets absolutely punished for that. He's still going for the next tech. He's getting farms up already, and you know how much I hate early farms as Ra. And we already see a second town center behind walls coming through here for the Mista. The Mista's going to be playing a defensive game. He's going to be getting a huge amount of resources in to try and make this all work, as the Sphinx does get some damage and he still has to retreat away here. Yes, Recon's got the second town center up first, but Nakamura, I'm here to tell you, Norse doesn't lose like they used to against Egyptian in the late game. I think that.
Oh no!
I think that this is going to be a really, really challenging one for Recon to work out. What can he do here?
That's right, and Freyr is like best positioned as well for that kind of situation because you got the extra damage on your Hillfort units. So your Ballista are bonkers.
Yep.
And Ballista and Fire Giants are available, although you could technically go for the other stuff. You don't have to go Hell in the Mythic Age. But, yeah, you know, as the game progresses here, I would expect the good old Rock Giants from the Mista just continuing to build up his economy throughout that. Like, Freyr is defensive. You've got the Golem Bursty. If you get attacked by a bigger army, you can win a fight pretty much guaranteed. I think he should just continue doing what he's doing. Consider thinking about the third town center if the game allows in the next age. But right now he's getting double armory and double upgrades from them because, well, guess what? The upgrades are cheaper, although they finish slower.
Yeah. Now,
So that's also a really good idea.
one thing here that Recon can consider. Goldmine is forward. It's a hill fort. Hill forts are strong. Don't get me wrong. But one thing you can consider here is that's the only real gold mine that Mista's got. At the top side of the map, there's a gold mine up there. Technically speaking right now, Recon does have map control. So you can start sending villagers forward, walling in the map, making sure that Mista can't sneak any gold mines here, and going for some sort of an eclipse timing attack to try and find an advantage. Now, he has to hit this before Aegir comes in. If he doesn't, then Tempest is going to be a big counter to that. And as I say that, Aegir's already clicked up. I'm sorry, Naka. I don't know what Recon can do. I've got one suggestion. Horus.
What's that?
Horus.
Is that the secret strat, Boit?
It's not a secret strat.
Horus.
It is a YOLO for max value to beat an unsuspecting opponent. Tornado is basically Lightning Storm from the beta.
Yeah, it can kill a lot of units.
It can kill
or
an
villagers,
entire...
and you
Exactly.
basically get a TC.
Yeah, you
So,
in Retold, as far as I'm concerned, Town centers don't matter. I don't care about town centers anymore. All I care about is making my opponent's population as low as possible. Right? And if I can kill off like 3,000 resources, 4,000 resources of an army with Tornado, that's the usage you want to be using it for. So we'll have to wait and see if this is something that Recon's going to go for, and if Mista's prepared for it. I'm sure he is, and how he's going to be able to defend against it. But I think that's the best bet here for Recon, and we'll see how it's going to go.
Yeah, and he's also going so back, you know, so this is like definitely a later gamey set.
Yep.
Mista will be probably reacting to a Locust Swarm. Like, we're not...
Locust is okay. It's not a god power. It's like a C tier god power at best, right? But that's not why you go. Yeah. That's not why you go Sobek. You go Sobek for Sun-Dried Mudbridge. You go Sobek for Dark Waters. Is that what it's called? For the Camel Rider upgrade.
That's what it's called. Yeah.
That's the reason, and maybe even for Pitsukos as well. So at the moment, Recon's building classical units. He's building slingers. I'm not sure why we're not seeing Sekhmet here.
Yeah, I'm also confused, but he is making the pistachios and he's getting their upgrade as well. So that's, you know, obviously pretty nice there. The Rock is going to be looking for some way in, find some villagers maybe and get a good locust, but that's really the best case scenario for this bird. There's nothing in it, so no harassment to be expected.
I think the idea here right now is Recon knows that the Mista likes his Rock Giants. Rock Giants are ridiculously strong. But guess what? Pistachios, as you call them, the Pitsukos, got with the recent buffs to Sobek. Divine damage. Huge raid here from the Mista, as Recon gonna have to get out of there. He's trying to find pressure elsewhere, but man, Mista's base is completely protected. He's got all the walls up. He's in a perfect position right now.
Yeah, man, and the number of gold mines he's controlling is also looking pretty good. You did say that technically they're harassable by Recon, but he would actually have to get there. He's got a nice army here in the middle, though, so the Mista doesn't need to rush in and take that because, yeah, like you said, divine damage. The priests also do divine damage to Myth units.
Yep.
So I guess Egypt may be a lesser use case if there's plenty of priests, but gotta get there first.
Yeah, and Recon is missing Shifting Sands as well, so he can't even dodge the A gear. He can't even dodge the Tempest, and this thing is really strong. He will have Eclipse, and we see the Tempest getting dropped down.
Oh, he's taunted. He can't even garrison against it now.
He will be able to garrison after the taunt.
Such a powerful thing.
But yeah, this is going to be huge for the Mista. Recon needs to retreat back here. He still has that Eclipse. He could drop that down if he wants to. Some of his units are technically out of the Tempest here on the back, it looks like. But Mista's army is gigantic, Nakamura. Those raiding cavalry are pushing through, and Recon looks in a very challenging position. Locust gets dropped down. Eclipse gets dropped down. Can Recon hold here?
It was that whole idea to go Horus, which I really liked about what you said, Boit, to get that tornado, to win a battle, but this is going the exact other way right now with Mista pushing in. The population of Recon is kind of holding on just barely, but at the very best, Recon managed to trade. He even had to get boiling oil for this one so that his fortress can do something. Now, if he can manage to go Mythic, which resources look the other way, it looks like Mista is going to go Mythic, and he's probably going to get the big nuke on him. If Recon could be first, then we would also have the follow-up of Avengers with another Eclipse, but he doesn't have the favor for that. Would be ideal to...
Naka, right now, Recon's score... Right now, I don't know how much you can really grab from score here, but Recon's score is in a great spot. He's equal on villages. He's got the blast economy. He's getting elephants out. He's getting spearmen out. He's getting a great amount of units out. The thing is that he's behind on tech because he's playing against Fred. And he needs to get some damage done onto the economy to be able to catch up. Maybe he can just build up an unstoppable army here that Norse is just not going to be able to beat. That's a game plan. But we're going to have to wait and see if that's going to be possible right now. We're seeing a third town center coming through for the Mista. I don't think Recon's going to be able to prevent that one here, but he might be able to push through and take it out really quickly. But that just means that Gullenbursi is going to be available on the front very shortly. Huge power spike to come for for the Mista very, very shortly. Yet again.
You made a really good point earlier about the upgrade advantage that Mista has. You know, he actually completed all of the bronze upgrades in the armory.
Yep.
That's nuts. Recon has nothing.
Okay.
So this army is really big right now, which is great. Mista needs to back the hell off and let it build up, because right now Recon coming in at 180 population is actually really scary. So if Mista can build up, then he's fine because of that upgrade lead. But
yeah, okay,
Recon
right now
has gotten his act together.
Right
This
now,
is great.
Nakamura, this game is in the hands of Recon. He's managed to prevent that town center from going up. He now has control of that those top gold mines, and we're seeing a town center going down on the bottom side of the map. I don't know how much Recon needs to care about that town center down the bottom of the map. He just needs gold control. If he can get that bottom side under control with a Migdol, and he can get that top side under control, he's going to be in a fantastic position. The question is, I don't know how much of the map Recon really knows about here. Remember, he's playing as Ra. Ra has some troubles, but Mista's not giving up just yet. He's getting himself that Frere's gift upgrade, which is going to boost the HP of his army up. And this is getting scarier and scarier for Recon upgrade-wise in this game.
Yeah, it still does look like we're really far away from any mythic advances, so Mista is kind of stuck with what he has, and what he has is a situation where he's housed. So Recon grabbing every single gold mine, exactly as you said,
But
2 gold star, but there is a sneaky group in the bottom.
and this is the way in which every Age of Mythology player loses games. It's allowing that gold mine to come in. We see Golden Bursty coming down though. Mista is trying to distract here, while I'm pretty sure Recon is sending a raiding force down to that gold mine of Chariot Archers. Recon just needs to pull back,
Oink,
not take
oink.
too much damage, and he's going to be okay. We'll see how it's going to go.
He's going for the villagers with the golden bursty. That's amazing. Gotta run. Just let this thing do its thing.
Like,
you don't want to fight it.
You can technically focus it down, so they've got 675 HP. I say only, but if you need range units to be able to kill it off without getting huge value here.
Already killing the second pistachio. Elephant's going down as well. And Mista is now trying to clean up a fortress. I'm not sure about attacking Boit. Boiling oil is in play. So
Yep.
it's going to hurt his units quite a bit.
Yeah, boiling oil is it used to be a useless technology. It's not useless anymore. It's very, very strong. And after all is said and done, the Golden Bursty finally gets turned onto it. Will get taken out here, but Mista is still mining gold at the bottom of the map right now. But population-wise, Recon's still in front.
You could always eat the buildings. That's a great idea there with the rock giants. So, you know, Mista did get them out. And that means that he's spending wood on these units. That's a very abundant resource for now, unlike the gold. So I like that a lot. Taking down the town center as well is a huge play. This could be his way back into the game.
Yes, but all
Man,
the raiding
Recon does
cavalry,
not know about
Nakamura.
those.
All the raiding cavalry at the bottom of the map. The spearmen are going to come down here. Recon has got to be thinking. He's got eyes on all the gold. Where could the Mista be getting gold from? That's something you're always going to be thinking. There's one location on the map and one location only, as Mista is really pulling this game back from the brink right now. Recon's still at full population, but he needs to take another good fight here.
Dude, Boit, I think that Rock can't see them. That's such an unfortunate moment for Recon. He's got everything together except that. And now we might be at a critical point where there's so many throwing axemen that the infantry can just no longer touch them. You have to snipe them from range. And if you don't do so, if these units keep getting taunted, then the throwing axemen will kill even chariots.
Yeah, the chariots, they've got lower hack armor, so well, throwing axemen don't normally beat them. If they're not getting attacked by them, they will be able to kill them off eventually.
Another taunt goes through. Recon's army is just attacking the giants. It's definitely not the place you want to be in, especially because during the taunt, they actually get more armor.
Is it just me, or is Recon still rocking medium spearmen?
Those are medium. You are right. They're heavy. Even the chariots are just normal.
Recon's got to be thinking to himself right now. He's blown a really, really big lead. He still has got Reigns in the bank. And you do see those villagers are up onto this gold mine. The gold mine at the bottom of the map has got to be expiring fairly soon, but it's too little too late. Mista's now got full control of the center of the map. Those raiding cavalry are really, really strong.
Wow.
The rock giant mass is absolutely gigantic. Recon needs a ton of Pitsukos out to be able to deal with them. Plus, he also needs the priests out as well to help out. And we're now going to be seeing Mista's unleashed. His raids are going to be coming through. Recon's in a very, very tough position now.
He's starting to lose his villager lead, Boit, and the Mista just at a 190 full population army here with the giants eating the buildings. Think they were weak, low health? No, they're gonna get back to full. They are regaining health from this. And meanwhile, the throwing axemen are just annihilating the spearmen, who are at least heavy now, but still they're dying no matter what.
Yeah, and look at the queue right now for the Mista. He is, I can't say that this is amazing macro, but he's got so many units in queue. He is not going to be dropping population ever in this game as he is pushing through Recon and he is finding a way in this game, Naka. I think we're going to be seeing a Red Bull champion. We'll see if Recon can hang out here for a little bit longer or not, but that is a huge amount of advantage now for the Mista. He's got full bronze, he's got heavy cavalry, he's got heavy infantry, he's got his Migdala, his Hillfort up. He's going to be going Mythic Age very shortly, which means he can go whichever one he wants. He can go Hell, he can go for Vidar. It doesn't matter. He's going to be able to use that even more.
The explosive finale, Boit. It's what's happening. Vidar is queued up, as all these units are obviously, pre-queued there for him, essentially. In AoM, they can go up to 99% completeness. When something dies, they immediately pop out. So meanwhile, you're holding those resources, and your villagers, whatever they deposit, they don't go to new stuff because Mista was just saving up, right?
Yeah.
Very easy this way at full population to suddenly age up. That's typically how it goes, but Rito did make it harder with the extra houses. Either way, Mista is going to reach it, and he's backing off. He does not need to take a bad fight. He knows that he could potentially get the free 0 here if he gets a huge cast done.
Well, I mean, this is the thing, Naka. We've seen it time and time again. Never, ever count a Norse player out of a game because they can throw it. Never, ever claim a Norse player as one until the resign has happened, because Norse players know how to throw better than most. We'll see if the Mista can hold his nerve here. We're also seeing Osiris come through for Recon. Recon is literally playing this the complete opposite of what I thought he would here. Is that going to show how much I know about this game?
Boit. It's fine.
But Recon's still trying to grab food in the middle of the map. He's getting raided all over the place. He's only got gold mines at the top side of the map. The town center at the top, you're going to be going down very quickly as well. Town center is going to get killed off incredibly fast as those those Begrisi, is that what they're called? Can't remember. They tank.
Yeah.
They tank. They get the HP back as they're killing buildings. Once you get that upgrade, it's really, really big.
Is that TC actually going to fall, or is Recon mass repair? Oh, it fell.
It fell. He's going to rebuild it straight up, though.
That's unfortunate. Repairing is so good in Retold, by the way.
Yeah.
Something we haven't talked about this whole stream. Empowered repair is bonkers, however. But here comes the big nuke. He's going for the gold miners, no, the villagers on the
Going
TC.
for the town center. That's a huge nuke there. The villagers all get erased, but look at the villager difference right now. It's 80 to 84. It's still close here, Nakamura, in terms of income. But now we've got the Mista's Fafnir coming into the game. The Fafnir might not be the best unit here for him, to be honest. If there's enough units to take it out, that's just free gold for Recon, but it does take a while to kill that one off, and the Mista is still preventing Recon from getting himself that town center up.
Yeah, but what happened in the meantime was also the Mista got himself fortified town centers, allowing him to now go up to, 235 population, right? And trying to get those spearmen in a taunt situation and then blasting them with the Fafnir, who has massive AoE as well as the scorching damage. That's really the dream fight he wants, but I'm surprised, Boit, that he didn't use that big boom on the units.
Yeah, me too.
Inferno can absolutely delete this, what we're looking at, so...
Exactly. There's one last chance here for Recon in this game. And it all comes down to his ability versus the Mista's ability. And that is getting max value out of Son of Osiris here. He hits like a truck, but if he gets caught out of position, it's over for him. So he needs to be very, very careful here. Rushing forward with those spearmen. The Son of Osiris is out in the middle of this fight here, as we are going to be seeing Recon attempting to hold this gold mine at the top of the map here. He needs gold to make units, but Mista is at 220 population. More units are coming through. The Throw and Axeman targeting down the Son of Osiris. Man. It's half HP Nakamura.
There are so many raiding cavalry as well. They've taken out every single chariot. The Son of Osiris will be going down to these throwing axes just about. 1 health. There it is. And now the spearmen are next.
Yeah, Son of Osiris down. Army population 100 to 236. The Mista knows he has won and he celebrates, and that is the victory. The Mista is your Red Bull Wololo champion. Are you kidding me?
Wow, 3-0. I would not have expected that. I was fearing it, but expecting it, I wouldn't say he would have done. You know, Recon still got in second place. He is taking home a good chunk of money, but the Mista has done it. He has not dropped a single game in this tournament or on the ladder, as far as I can see. Is that right?
I'm speechless here. Like, undefeated, under pressure. 2 games in this series, I think that Recon had the winning. Like, if this was chess and he could see it, the game was over. But it's real-time strategy, the sneakiness from Mista, the ability to just stay in the game no matter what. If Mista was pushed off of that gold mine at the bottom of the map, if that was walled off, if Recon had done anything to prevent Mista from getting gold in that last game, that game was his. That game was his in a big, big way. But he just got baited in a way, and Mista claims that final win. What an insane series, Nakamura.
Yeah, Mista just shown world-class performance, really. He hasn't made any significant mistakes, if we're honest. It was a bit hairy in the Greek mirror, right? Like, that could have gone a different way, but he still had the nice economic lead throughout. And in this last one, it was really just one bad fight. And maybe targeting the mythic power differently, but those are minuscule. Like, I have nothing to add, man. Here's the interview. Let's see what he says.
A very difficult civilization to play because it's so easily to get punished. You might think that the first gold power, the golden boar that can defend, might save you, but you can only be saved once. So you can't really scout. Your units can't really heal, so it's really hard to take skirmishes all over the map. And you just need to play very tactically on the map, lots of walls, and just like fight when the upgrades kick in. And you know, the upgrades are half the cost for Freyr, but they take longer to upgrade, so you just need a lot of patience when you're playing Freyr.
Yeah, I mean, and you showed that patience and tenacity to stay in this game as well. Now, you winning 3-0, not even touching some of the most popular picks like Loki or Isis. Was that a game plan to kind of throw him off? Because I know you're very familiar with each other.
The last 2 games were actually really close. You cannot imagine how close they were.
Of course they were close. The games were close because you almost lost them.
In practice with Recon, we were playing BO5 every single draft. So I was prepared to go all the way.
Right on. And now, of course, I know this must be bittersweet for you because you guys are so very close. Any words for your opponent, or rather for your friend on this stage?
Yeah, me and Recon set up a date when we started practicing, and we were both here.
Yeah, let's make some noise for Recon, our runner-up. Now, of course, there's only one thing left to do, and that's for you to take that trophy. I'll grab the mic. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for your Red Bull Wololo El Renado, Age of Mythology Retold champion, the Mista.